Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I trained my back when I was at my biggest and strongest. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need coaching or if you need a good workout, check out the links down below and let me know if you have any questions. All right, so how did I train my back when I was at my biggest and strongest? I'm going to get into that, and it's pretty simple. I used a straightforward approach. I want you guys to understand that I was an advanced lifter, that I would train my back once a week. I wanted more volume on one day. I wanted more recovery time. So what I would do is I would lead off with deadlifts. Now, I didn't pull from the floor every week. I kind of kept things fluid. I probably only pulled from the floor every third week or so, but that's not a rule. That's just kind of probably an average. But I would go in, and sometimes I would train my deadlift based on how my back felt, but I usually would do 3 sets. Sometimes I would train deadlift with chains, off the floor. Sometimes I would train deadlift off a box, maybe 3, 5, or 7 inches. And sometimes I would just do straight deadlifts where I would not add chains or boxes or anything. But most of the time, there was basically a 3-week rotation where I was doing floor deadlifts, chain deadlifts, or deadlifts off a box. So I just kind of varied things a little bit. My first set, okay, I usually use 3 sets. My first set was usually about a 3-rep set, sometimes up to a 4 or 5-rep set, based on how I felt that day. If I wanted to go a little bit more light, I would probably drop down in weight just a hair and do 4 to 5 rep sets, or a 4 to 5 rep set. After that, I would drop the weight a little bit more, just slightly, maybe 5 to 7.5%, and do another set with that weight, with that style of training, whether it's a box, whether it's chains, whatever. And then I would do a third set where I would drop the weight again by 5 to 7.5% and do the same thing. Now, I wouldn't train to failure or anything like that. I'd stop the sets when my form started to go to shit. So that's how I let off my workout. 3 sets of deadlifts. Pretty intuitive on how I train them, but I like to get my deadlifts in first. After that, I would do one set of dumbbell rows. That sounds pretty obscene to some of you guys, but I was using either 150s or 200s. Or if I was training at home, I was using upwards of 240, 250. At the Power Station gym, they had the Ronnie Coleman dumbbells, which are 200-pounders. It's actually the gym I trained with Ronnie Coleman at. They have 200-pound dumbbells signed by Ronnie Coleman. When I'm at the Power Station, I would do something like 200 by 20 or 200 by 25. That's reps per set. I would do my left arm first because that's my weak arm, and then my right arm. If I was training at home, I have the 24-inch spin lock handles, so I was able to go a little bit heavier if I wanted to. And I believe I have videos of me doing 240 by 20 or something like that on this channel. You would have to Google it. Or you have to search YouTube for it. I don't remember the specific numbers. If I was at the Tiger Fitness gym, they would only go up to 150-pound dumbbells, so I'd end up doing those for 30s or 35s or 40-rep sets. But I would only do 1 set of those because it's very, very taxing, not just from a physical standpoint, but from a cardiovascular standpoint. And my warm-ups between deadlifts and between dumbbell rows, after that point, the number of warm-up sets I was doing was ridiculous. On deadlift, it'd be bar by 10, 135 by 5, 225 by 3, 315 by 1, 405 by 1, 455 by 1, 505 by 1, 555 by 1, and then I would actually start my working sets, which usually were anywhere from 580, 560 at the lowest, upwards of 630, 640. Dumbbell rows, I do like 30s. Maybe 80s, maybe 120s, and then start my set. So I've had quite a few warm-up sets. After that fun was done, I would go over and do 3, 4, or 5 sets depending on how I felt that day, I'd get some volume in of both seated cable rows and lat pull downs. Now on lat pull downs, I would sometimes just vary the attachment I was using. Sometimes a V-bar handle, sometimes the wider grip parallel handle. But I would do 3 to 5 sets of each for about 10 reps just to get some volume in. Once that was done, once all that work was done, the deadlifts and the rows and the seated cable rows and the lat pull downs, I would usually do one free exercise each day. That could either be T-bar rows, that could be very rarely, but occasionally machine rows, and often inverted rows. So I would kind of do whatever I felt like doing, give myself some flexibility at that point. Generally, that last exercise was about 3 sets, maybe 4 if I had some gas left in the tank. And at that point, I would move on and generally do traps. I was pretty gassed by then. So typically what I would do would be a 50 rep power shrug hell type of thing where I'd put on like a certain amount of weight, 275, 315, 365, 405, whatever I felt like. And I would do 50 reps, rest pause style. So I might knock out 15 reps on the shrug, set it down just briefly, catch my breath for 5 seconds, then attack and continue to go until I got 50 total reps. So I was trying to get some time under tension. After that was done, then I would move on to biceps. But I typically do 2 biceps exercises, nothing fancy. Hammer curls, usually 70s for 3 sets of 10. And then I would do easy bar curls, 3 sets of 10 or whatever. And sometimes I do even a 100 rep finisher if I had energy in the tank on my curls. I would do pinwheel curls sometimes for 100 reps where I'm doing like this. I don't know if you've ever seen a pinwheel curl. There's a good video of John Meadows doing them. Sometimes I do dumbbell curls, rest pause, 100 reps. These were very lightweight. Very, very lightweight to get a little bit of pump out the door. So that's how I trained my back when I was at my biggest and strongest. And I tossed in my traps and bicep work because I did that all on the same day. So if you have any questions about any of this, drop a comment down below. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.